Yeah. Hi there. Here at Ronny's place. Yeah, sorry. Just took me a while. Well, many reasons for that. So, some reasons, I don't know, linked to the job. So, I'm busy in the job. I'm moving to a new apartment. So, in Bremen. So you know how that goes. So there's a lot of work to do, sort things out and so on. But another reason is that I wanted to do a video about what's going on here, what's new here on the German market, and that was the huge. So that's the world largest pipe exhibition in Dortmund. That was several weeks ago. And all this stuff came in now during the last few weeks. So really it took me a while to work my way through all these tobaccos, through all this stuff. So now I've done that, and yeah, I just don't want to keep you uninformed, or I just want to keep you informed, and don't want you to miss that out. So it is all aromatic stuff, as it normally is in this season. So most of them are holiday season tobaccos, not all of them. Also winter tobaccos, and edition of the year 2017. So I think we better get it started, because really a lot of stuff. So I have to take a look in my notes. So I smoked every one of these tobaccos 2 or 3 times at least, and put some notes. So of course, due to the nature of that, how I did it, how the process just went, and this huge amount of stuff, so it couldn't be very precise on each and every of these tobaccos. It's just meant to be a first overview on what happens here, and just on these tobaccos. So please feel free to of course to take a shot and just make your own opinion about that, and perhaps you do a more precise review on several of these tobaccos or whatever. So just a first look. So we better get started. So the first one I started with, that is the Petersen. This is the Petersen holiday season. So we know Petersen always has a holiday season every year. That's normally on the tobacco I go for. So I have very high expectations on this tobacco. I'll show you the tin. I'm sorry that you can't see the tin art. Well, that's the way it goes here. So yeah, you know how that is. Yeah. I think it's just a sticker, so you can heat that on the backside. Give you a little hint on that, so you can just take the heater and put some heat on here, and then just, I don't know if that's legal if I say that. Anyway, so perhaps you already see that they this year think that's an exception. So normally they always say that is a holiday season tobacco, but you see here it is Christmas blend. Christmas blend. They normally don't do that because of the political correctness. I think that's my guess. So, but this year it's really Christmas tobacco. So I was surprised about that. So there's another thing. Have you ever thought about why there's just Christmas tobacco? Well, there's no, I don't know about any Ramadan tobacco or Hanukkah tobacco or any other religious tobacco. So I was wondering about that. So maybe it could be an idea to I don't know, to make an addition and for the companies and yeah, to put out Ramadan or Hanukkah tobacco. So I don't know. I would be interested in that. And, yeah, I could imagine that. So perhaps with some Oriental spices or whatever. So could be interesting. I think there's enough folk out there could be interested in that. Anyway, as long as we don't have, we could be glad that we have the Christmas tobacco at least. So I show you the tobacco. So this tobacco, I think nearly all of the other tobaccos, they come in this sort of tin. So be careful with that. It's just meant to for the season, for the holiday season or whatever. So it doesn't properly close. So nothing really so unusual. It's a very fine cut, an unusual fine cut, I think, with some flake pieces. So they say it's loose cut Virginia, burley, and black Cavendish. So the normal suspects, I guess. They say it's a creamy natural aroma, and there's some cinnamon in it. You can really, yeah, that's mainly what you can smell. That's the cinnamon. And they say that also they use some berries, whatever that is. So anyway, smells pretty good. All of them smell pretty good. But I think that's usual. So they all smell pretty good. That doesn't mean they always taste pretty good. So I'm gonna talk about that. So it smells pretty good. But from moment one, when you light it up, so in the first moment, you got some chemical notes, or at least I got some chemical notes. But that's just on first light. So after a while, this chemical note disappears, and then it tastes like cinnamon and some berries. It's not very citrus-like or orange-like, so it's rather pleasant. So it's a pleasant smoke. It holds the taste and it burns quite well. Perhaps when it goes to the last 10% of the bowl, there's a little bit of harshness perhaps, but there's no major problem with that. So we're not pretty sure about the producer, so Ronny and me, we're not pretty sure about that. So, but we think that it is Orlik or Kohlhase, one of them. No, I think it's Orlik or McBaron. So excuse me for that. So it's Orlik or McBaron. I'm not pretty sure. My guess is Orlik, but whatever. So it is a fine blend, but for me, it doesn't reach out to the quality of, let's say, the Special Reserve that Peterson did a while ago. There's a video on the channel about that. Or not to speak about the last holiday season edition. That was really extraordinary, I think, quality. So I think it can't keep up with that. But it's a fine tobacco. If you always give the Peterson a shot, you won't go wrong with that. So the price is 23 euros. Okay, most of these tobaccos have the same price range. This is about 21, 28 to 23 euros. So that was number one. So number two, that brings us to Red Race Winter Edition. Let me see. That's this one. So the Winter Edition, 2017. Take a look at the tin art. There's something special to it. So if you look at the tin art, so I think it is forbidden for them to show something positive on the tin. So that means, I don't know, pipe smoking, yeah, is a positive thing or something like that. And they're not supposed to do that. But take a look at these small men, these nutcrackers, and just look which one is smiling. On their website, they give the hint to that themselves. So I think they made some thoughts about that, how they could handle the new laws. And Kohlhase is, I don't know, Kohlhase is well known for, I don't know, being creative on that. So you see, they're supposed to have big stickers. So I think it's one third or 40% of the tin. Look at that. That's how Peterson does it. And look at this. So they say the front of the tin is this. So that's how they handle things. Yeah, Rat Race Winter Edition 2017. So this is Black Vanish Burley Virginia and mini cut burley. Never heard of that before, but they say it's mini cut burley. I'll show you the tobacco. Comes in the same package. So, yeah, the cut is rather a wild cut compared to the Peterson. So look at that. So to be honest, I have more sympathy for this kind of cut. This is more my kind of cut. So if you take a whiff, yeah, I think it is. So they have some spices in it. So they say it's macadamia, it's caramel, crème catalan, so cream catalan. I don't know if they already knew about the political situation right now before they did it. So I don't know. In some ways, you could say it's quite. It's like breaking news. So it's Catalan. So anyway, they add a little bit of vanilla and some spices. So yeah, it smells like Christmas. But the bad news is if you light it up, when you light it up, for me there's a bad chemical peak at the first light. But this disappears, but it's never a good sign to me. So if you have a chemical taste at first, so that means that if you go with a lot of heat on it, so the aroma can't stand the heat. That's not a good sign to me. So anyway, normally it disappears easily after a while, and after that, it keeps the taste. It burns really well. It's easy to pack, simple to keep lit. The taste is mainly vanilla. So it's mainly vanilla, and there's a good hint of caramel. All the other things, so I don't know about the crème catalan, but it's mainly vanilla and caramel. So a good hint of caramel even. So the producer is Kohlhase, yeah, as of all these Rat Race tobaccos, it's their house brand. So what is the price? Let me tell you the price. This is €22.80. So that's okay. It's a nice tin art if you want to go with that. Yeah. It likes to get a bit sharp when smoked too hot, so don't go with too much heat on that. You don't want to do that if you don't want to get the sharp notes of this tobacco. And there also might be the danger of some tongue bite. Normally you don't have much tongue bite when it comes to these European aromatics. You normally don't have that. in this case, you may have some tongue bite if you go too hard on it and make it sharp a bit. In all the other ways, it's quite pleasant if smoked very cool, and if you go carefully on it. It holds its flavor nearly up to the last part of the bowl. Let's say last 10%, but last 10% are always difficult for an aromatic. We have to move on. So the next one, that will be Kohlhaase's Wintertime Edition 2017. So they say it's a wintertime edition, but they just say it on the back. So I'll show you the tin art. So the tin art, I think that's so this year is the year of tin art, I think. So I think there's not often in a year I have seen with this kind of tin art. So really nice tin art. Perhaps you can read that. Good wishes. So for the holiday season. So okay, well, at the end we want to have what's inside this tin. So they say it's black Cavendish, Virginia Burley, and some Virginia flake pods. Let's just take a look if we can find that in the tin. Oh, let me handle that. Okay, let's see. So the Peterson, that was a brown one. Then we had a colored one. Now we have the dark one. So this is rather dark. So means they use a lot of black Cavendish for that. So well, this is this really comes right in your face. So but you can see some flake parts. You see? Oh, look at that. So now some flake parts. I don't know, but the taste, the smell. Excuse me, the smell. I don't know. The smell has a nearly aggressive peak, so of fruity components. So they say it is rum, it is plum, and the plum is what you really got in your nose. Rum, plum, vanilla, and cherry. Rum, plum, vanilla, and cherry. So I don't know. I think they thought the more the merrier. So, but the plum is what you can really smell the plum. That's unusual because cherry is normally quite aggressive when it comes to these aromatics. So there is also a hint of sherry. Nearly no vanilla, and I can't detect the rum. Anyway, let me take a look at my notes. So yeah, I think it's quite chemical. It's quite chemical from start to the end. Well, that's just my opinion. Excuse me for that. I don't know. For me, it's quite chemical from the start to the end. To be honest, I never had so much chemical notes in tobaccos than I had during this year. So I don't know. That's the year of fine tin art and chemical tobacco, I think. Excuse me, but that's just what I feel. So you may think totally different about the tin art, of course, and perhaps also about the taste. Well, that's just what I taste. So, and I think, especially this tobacco, it is some kind of disappointment when you think that it's done by Kohlhaase, and you know that Kohlhaase really they really know what they to do so to get a fine tobacco, and they do many fine tobaccos, and they do most of the other tobaccos, Christmas tobaccos, holiday season tobaccos. They do a lot of this stuff. So and so for me, it's kind of disappointing when it comes to their own brand. that they stay behind. So let us take a look at the price. So the price is €22.80. So that's mainly it. So brings us to the next tobacco. The next tobacco is one of the John Aylesbury tobacco. So you know about the brand John Aylesbury, I guess, already. So if not, there's a video on the channel about the John Aylesbury brand. So I'm in Ronny's place. Yeah, that is a John Aylesbury a point. So you get all the stuff from John Aylesbury here. And before I forget, so I think I'm going to repeat in the end, but if any one of you is looking for one of these tobaccos and just can't get it in his own shop or online or at your place where you are, I put a link down the bucket with an email to Ronny. So if you can't get anything of that, you just want, you really want, so you can give him an email. You just in English, of course. And he will come back to you and tell you what he needs, I don't know, credit card information or whatever, and he will do the shipping and will take care of everything so that you can get the tobacco. Never heard that there are any problems appear or something like that. So believe me, I don't get anything out of that, so I'll just say that because I'm always asked, so where can I get it and so on, and I always say, yeah, give Ronny an email. That's just what I know. If you find any other way, that's fine, of course. So just if you ask me, so for me, it's the simplest way is to give an email, and he will come back to you, and we will ship that out. And shipping is not expensive, so it's international shipping is just about €4. So that is not much. So so that's just a hint on that. So you can make your own decision, of course. So brings us back to the John Aylesbury edition 2018. So look at that. Another fine tin art, perhaps. Let me see if the camera gets this done. So, okay. So, what is in that? Show you the tobacco. Doesn't look so special. There's some, I don't know. You can already see what's in that, so I guess. So can you see that? So I say it's Black Vanish Burley, Virginia. So the usual suspects. It's quite fruity on first whiff. They say it's a pleasant smell of orange cinnamon and fine aromas of almond and caramel. Can't detect the caramel, I think. I think orange is in front. Perhaps a hint of cinnamon, but it's mainly orange, I think. So, what is my... I don't know, what can I say about that? So if you light it up, so that's just what I taste on that. It's chemical from the start to the harsh end. So to make it very short, it's just not, perhaps just not for me. The main problem for me seems to be the orange. So as in many tobaccos, so orange is a difficult component for me, I guess. There are a few producers who can handle orange quite well, and Kohlhase is one of them. So it's always, I don't know, America, why they don't do it in every tobacco. So let's say the Faolain, the Shire, so Lord of the Rings tobacco, the Shire #1, the original one, is with orange and is pretty fine. But most of the tobaccos with orange, they really have problems with chemical notes. I don't know why exactly, but seems to be difficult. Orange is a difficult aroma, I guess. So I'm always suspicious when they say they use orange, and I was right in this case. So the price is 23 euros 60 cent. 23 euros 60 cent. The producer is Kohlhase again. So yeah. Anyway, this orange is just not my orange. Okay, brings us to the next. So we have a John Hainsbury, another John Hainsbury, and that will be Winter Edition 2018. Just let me relight my pipe. And that will be that one. Another fine tin art. So, yes. So, you see, this is really Christmas. So, fine tin art. So, they say, discover the smooth, soft, extra mixture of 2018. It's a mixture of full black Cavendish, natural sweet Virginia, and nutty burley with some aroma of currant, apple, and Mirabelle. Yeah, whatever. So, again, black Cavendish, Virginia, burley. And currant, apple, Mirabelle. So, we can already do our thoughts on that mixture, on that combination. So, as always, it doesn't look very unusual, so I'm gonna show you that. Can you see that? Okay, so the first smell. Currant and apple. That's my guess. And cinnamon. A hint of cinnamon. For me, it's a hint of cinnamon too. Even if they don't say there's cinnamon in it. Do I have the right tobacco? I have. So, yeah. Anyway, it's one of those winter tobaccos with a typical chimney atmosphere smell. I don't know. Can't describe it any other way. So the aroma is quite intense. The fruity component is definitely dominant. So it's more about the fruity notes here in this tobacco. The apple is not in front. That might be unusual because apple likes to get in front, but not in this tobacco. So it burns without too much chemical taste, and it stands the flavor until the last 10% of the bowl. So it just gets a little bit harsh at the last 10%, but that's pretty good for this kind of aromatic, this heavy aromatic. It's a heavy aromatic like all these tobaccos. Yeah, it's not too aggressive on the palate, and it doesn't give much tongue bite. So that's good news, I think. The price is, I think it's 23 euros 60 cent. 23 euros 60 cent. If you like the fruity aromatics and you want to go with some nice tobacco and nice tin art, I think that could be your choice. It's one of those tobaccos from this selection of this year. I could go with that. So it's not a great tobacco, but it's quite smokable and it's pleasant. And if you like the aromatics, that could be your choice. So it brings us to another tobacco, and this is the Kohlhase Discovery World Tour Edition number 2. So if you rewatch the videos of last year, you will find that they had a first tobacco. I think that was Africa, and this is number 2. Now we're going to Asia. So they're doing some kind of word too. Oh, nice tin art, isn't it? So they say their blend masters tried to compose something that nobody did before. To boldly go where no one has gone before. So they let themselves to be inspired by the Asian food cooking, by Asian kitchens. So the result, they say, is a mixture of golden Virginian, dark black Vanish and burley with a topping of lemongrass, dragon fruit and papaya. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna show you the tobacco. It's not really that different from all the other tobaccos. So yeah. So take a look at that. So they claim that the lemongrass is just in the bag, but to be honest, it jumps right in your face. So I don't know why they say it's just slightly in the bag with sour notes. First moment you open that and you take a first whiff, it's right in your face. So lemongrass likes to be aggressive, so and it's no difference here. Citrus, a citrus note. And as so often, my question is, does citrus really work with tobacco? I'm not sure about that. We all know the citrus note in the Virginia and so on, but that is really subtle on the back, so that's a completely different thing. So, but yeah, citrus as an aroma that really hits you in the face. So not very often. Again, you may think completely different about that. So that's for sure. But well, that's just what I think. So the idea of a discovery word tune, that is a good idea, I think. So that there is something to it. So. Yeah, I'm really curious what they do when it comes to I don't know, to Europe or to the other continents. So I don't know, perhaps some Australian tobacco, some kiwi, I don't know, or European baccy with I don't know, sauerkraut perhaps, or some garlic taste. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. So let's see what they come up with, these guys. So. Anyway, I don't want to making jokes about that or complain. So at least they do something. So that is really something that we should appreciate. They're doing something. They're working hard on their stuff. So, but perhaps there are limits what you can do with tobacco. I'm not sure about that. So if we already reached these limits, I don't know. Just lemongrass doesn't work for me. So, but yeah. I don't know, that cucumber or whatever, so that, I don't know, different stuff just doesn't work for me. I don't know. Call me old-fashioned. So it's not too chemical in the end, so I don't want to say that. It stands its quality from the beginning to the end. So if you're with a lemongrass, so there may be something for you. So price is €23.20 for this. So, but we're not done yet. There's another tobacco, and for several years now, they came up with the Craftsman's edition. And I think I did reviews about at least one of these. I didn't do a review, I think, about last year's Craftsman. I don't know, but it's just too pricey, I think, or was too pricey. So, and that, I think that changed. So it is 26 euros 90 cents. So, but it is not as expensive as it was. I don't know, the years before. I think I was very close to 30, or it was even 30. I don't know. So, and it was very special. That is something that tobacco that can be expensive. So, but if it's really something special. So for me, the last years that wasn't special enough to just to claim to be a tobacco for 30 euros or whatever. So, okay. So this year, what do they have this year? So it's in German. I'm going to translate that. They say yappity yap. So yeah, they have some very carefully selected components. Of course, they have. Slow-dried Virginia tobacco from South Africa and from the US, and there's some air-dried burley tobacco from Malawi. They take that. So, and then in the end, they say the whole mixture, they give an extra black varnish to it just to round that up. So, but more interesting to me is what they do with the tobacco when it comes to the topping. So with the aroma, well, it is a heavy aromatic. Of course, I have a sample jar here, and I can show you the tobacco. Oh, that's interesting. On the sample jar, they say what is in it. They don't say it on the tin. So they say they have some black Vanish, and they have some anise, and licorice and chocolate. Licorice and chocolate. So, and they really have. So if you smell it, that's really licorice, heavy. So, and anise too. Yeah, show you the tobacco. Nothing special to it. Doesn't look so special. So, but it is really good quality. Perhaps from all the tobacco I showed you to now, from these tobaccos, this one is extraordinary because the quality is really alright, or even better than alright. So it's fine quality, and it's all a question about if you like the licorice taste. So if you like the licorice taste, this is good tobacco, and I think you won't regret if you give it a shot if you like the licorice. It's good tobacco. So there has already been a few years ago some kind of cheaper version of that. So, but I don't think it can stand up against this tobacco. So it's fine tobacco, and well, the price, okay, it's expensive, but it's quite unique. So you won't find many tobaccos that have this anise flavor in this kind of strength. So it's easily packed, burns well. So I think you can't complain about that. So perhaps the tin art is more simple. Yeah. Anyway, so this year's Larsen Craftsman's edition, I think that's a good one. Yeah, I think I have a last one that came up during the last weeks. So you see, guys, that's the reason why it took me a while just to smoke all these tobaccos and make up my mind about them several times, smoking that and so on. And it wasn't just always fun. So tell you, that's the truth. So there's the last one. So this is the Faolain. Well, you know Faolain, they have this Faolain series. So, and this is the Shire tobaccos. The name is always Faolain, the Shire. So that comes from Lord of the Rings. There's a number one, that's not called number one, that's just called Faolain, Ireland, the Shire. Number 2, 3, 4, they have an extra name. So in this case, the extra name is Midnight Mixture. So you see, this is Midnight Mixture. I have to read that. Let me translate that. It's in German. So excellent tobacco mixture. Haven't we heard that before? So golden, red, brown Virginia, and a different black Cavendish, and they add a little bit of burley. Different cuts, we should burn pretty well, and yeah, smells delicious. So let's see. I have a sample jar here. So let's show you that. You see, looks like a usual, one of these usual Christmas or season tobaccos or whatever. Packs very good, burns pretty good. So what they say is they finished the whole tobacco with a pleasant peach cream, and I guess they do. So it's a little bit peachy. so it smells like peach, and that's what you find out when you light it up. It is nearly extremely chemical when you first light it up. Extremely chemical. And it likes to continue like that. So you have to go very cool on the tobacco if you wanna have it not that chemical. So if you wanna taste the peach really. Yeah, it gets better after that's for me, that's a strange thing. So it gets better after the first third of the bowl. So it doesn't continue to the end, being harsh or chemical. So I don't know. I tried that different times. So perhaps, as I said, just for me, perhaps. Yeah, if it comes to the Shire tobaccos, let me say a word to that. There is a video on the channel about a lot of the range the Shire tobacco, Ireland tobacco, or Faolain. And in this video I talk about the original version. So the other versions, they didn't exist when I did this video. And it's still my favorite. This is still my favorite Ireland tobacco, the Shire tobacco from Faolain. So they have 4 different now. They're all available. So if you ask me if I should recommend something, or one of these tobaccos, my recommendation would be the first one, the original one. So this is with orange, and it's really properly done. It's really good tobacco. So and I think if I remember correctly, it's a Q cup. Well, I may be wrong, but it's good tobacco. Okay, what's the price of this midnight tobacco? It's €12.50. So it's rather expensive. Yeah, guys, that's it. That's mainly it. It was a tough ride. So anyway, I don't know if I don't want to leave you just like that. So if you say, "Well, isn't there something really extraordinary? Isn't there something I can go with?" Well, what is the conclusion? So conclusion is it's all fine tin art. So tobacco quality for me this year is rather disappointing. So I have seen better qualities last year, I think. If you want to go with something I showed, that may be this one. So at least I don't know, an honest tobacco. So you won't be wrong with that. It's good for the Christmas time. So, but it's not that very special. So let me add one tobacco just to give you something special. So Well, speaking of John Hillsbury, there is a 40 years edition. This is this one. I don't want to talk about this very long, so it's a 40 years edition. It's not a very special tin art, I think so. The thing is, it is excellent tobacco, an extraordinary aromatic tobacco. One of the best aromatic tobaccos, I guess, that I ever smoked. So don't want to talk too much about the components. There's a review on, I think, on Corey's channel I've seen yesterday. I just checked, and I think Corey, so Portland pipe smoker, my good friend, he did a short review. I don't know if it's short, but I haven't rewatched it. I don't remember exactly. So, but he did a review about that. I'm not even sure if he shared my opinion about that it's good tobacco. Perhaps I should have checked. So anyway, so for me it's really good tobacco, and for this tobacco, yeah, to give you an example, I'll give you something extra. It is 29 euros. 29 euros. And when I first saw this tobacco, I said to Ronny, "You never gonna sell that tobacco. 29 euros, no special tin, no very special cut, and so on." And I was the first one who bought this tobacco again and again. So and many other customers do. Perhaps, I don't know if that's a proof, but yeah, perhaps it says something about the quality. So because there's no special tin on, people don't buy it for the tin. So it's a nice fruity aroma, different fruits, and yeah, it's just that all doesn't sound so special, but it's good tobacco. So if you want to give it a shot, want to treat yourself with something for the holiday season or whatever, you could go with that. Or if you're looking for a tin art, if it's not for yourself, you just want to give something very special, a special tin art, and that's just exclusive for this year, perhaps you may give that one a shot, or one of the others. Yeah, that's up to you. So, didn't watch the clock, but I'm sure that's gonna be a long video. Excuse me for that, so, but it's so much stuff. So. Okay, guys, I'm gonna finish my pipe, sit down with the other guys. A lot of customers here today at Ron's place, so hope that was at least of some help. I'm not sure about that. Perhaps it was more confusing, so you never know. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope all of you are well. Hope you have a great holiday season. Excuse me, I have to apologize if I don't always find the time to come back so quickly, or as quickly as I would like to. But be sure, all of your comments are really appreciated. I read all of them. I appreciate all of them very much. Come back to them as soon as possible. It's the same for private messages and so on. Yeah, so my apology for that. Hope all of you are well. Take care, guys, and be well, and perhaps see you again.